Good morning, Adventurites. Welcome back. I am on my alt right now because I didn't want to redo my main account's toolbar setup. I wanted to share how I set up my toolbar when do any kind of updates or I install, a new full version of this and I lose all my settings. As you can see, I've reset the settings on this, so the toolbar in here is the same as it would be when you first install your viewer. I am in the Firestorm viewer, the new released viewer. It's the Bakes on Mesh viewer, but I have not used Bake on Mesh and I don't know much about it. Eventually I'll explore that, and I might even stream it while I'm trying to figure it out, just so you can laugh at me. Anyway, along the bottom you'll see that you have a whole lot of little buttons here, and they're like all kinds of stuff. Like from your chat window, you can open your chat, you can do your voice and stuff, but it's not organized and it's really hard to kind of tell. I mean, it's just, for me, it's just disorganized. It makes me feel a little bit disjointed. So I rearranged my viewers so that it's a lot easier for me. And to do that, if you right click on any of the buttons, you will see several little options. You can lock your toolbar in place. You can set the different sizes. You can have it auto sized. You can have it fixed size. You can have the buttons fill the toolbar, uh, or fills up the whole area in the bottom. So as you start removing these little buttons get bigger and bigger until they fill it. When you get down to the last one, it fills up the whole screen, so like so. So you can also set it so it's labels only, where it's easier just kind of read it, or icons only, like I have it set. I mean, I've gotten so used to it, I know which one I'm looking at. You can do icons and labels. Okay, I usually do icons only, like I said. You can do left aligned, center aligned, or right aligned, which will just change the alignment of how it works. And you can see what toolbar buttons there are available. We'll go through that in a second. Or you can remove the button like this. Okay? So you get, let's see, let's go into the toolbar buttons, alright? And you get all these options that you can put in your toolbars. Well, now, okay, so if you look, these blue things on each side, that's where you can drag your toolbar buttons to. There's a blue thing down here too, but let's do this. Just clear all toolbars. Okay, so if you look, there's a blue item down here. You just drag it there, or you can drag it to the side, or you can drag it to the side. Okay, so you can organize the three sides any way that you want. This is how I normally do it. Okay, so I always know that I'm going to have chat, so I move my chat over to the left side. It's just easier for me. My eyes tend to go that way. I also know that I will be in my inventory quite a bit, so I will drag that over too. The other thing I know is sometimes I have, I want to see the mini maps, and I need to see a list of my friends and my groups easily, but I don't want to see it in the chat window. I need to see it bigger, so I will drag that little person thing over. It will show me who's nearby. It'll show me all that stuff. I don't use a radar because I don't need it. I don't need to know who is near me because I don't care. That it's like in the real world, there might be somebody walking down the street. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Don't care. Okay, so I also know that sometimes I need to lower the sound on somebody's headset or voice because they're too loud. So that I will drag that over here, and it will show me, all the voice and stuff of whoever's on voice, who's talking or whatever. The other thing that I drag over is my search button. I will drag over the microphone button if I can find it. Where'd you go? Voice. Speak. It's under speak, of course. And I usually put that under the headset button, so that's there. And I just have to click that, and then I hit the play, and it'll start. I do the search button also because I use search a lot. For photo tools, because I take a lot of photos, I don't put that up on the sidebar. I put it down here, and I also right click on that, and I will do fix size. Nope. Auto size. Yeah, auto size, so that it's small, and I will usually set it to the right, so I don't. It's not something I actually set down and I notice. I will also put the snapshot snapshot button. I will put that over here, but only because that's where I tend to go to the most. And on this avatar, I don't do a lot of photography, so it doesn't really matter. I would just move the things that I find the most useful, like appearance, because I'm in that a lot. I will use my appearance folder a lot. Just use the buttons that you use the most. That's how I do it. Everything else, everything else I don't need to have in there all the time. I don't need to see it all the time. It's all available in the menus all the way across. Okay, so once I get it done, I hit lock. So none of these buttons will go away from what I'm doing, and I don't have to worry about them disappearing. See? Like, you can't move them. See? They're locked in place. They won't go to the bottom bar, to the sidebar by accident. Also, the other thing that I do, and I just quickly say this, I have taken to closing out or to setting my system folders to hide when they're empty. That way I know when there's something there that I need to like delete or get rid of or clean up and stuff. Okay, so the thing is with this, I don't use my landmarks anymore. I use the favorites bar, and so what I'll do is I will save a landmark for, like, let's just say I'm saving a landmark for here, right? And I got it in the landmarks folder. Then I move it over to my favorites. You drag it up to your favorites bar, and there it is. There's the item in the favorites, and then you can delete it from this, because guess where it's at? It's in your favorites, and you don't need it anywhere else because you're in your favorites. And I mostly use my teleport history more than I use anything else because it's in there and it doesn't take up space. Anyway, that's how I do it. Tell me how you do it, and if you do it easier, then let me know in the comments section, and I will see about adjusting and doing it your way. Have a wonderful day. Bye, Adventurites.